Good morning, friends. Happy Sunday. I love Sundays. I feel like Sundays are the best day of the week. As promised, I did complete this journal. It's ready to go, so let's have a flip through. I've got some gold colored sari silk here, and I've actually wrapped it a few times, so there might be more than is actually required, but so what I mean to say by that is, if you want to add cut off pieces and add them to tags or something, you're in good shape. Did we measure? We didn't measure. I know for sure this is 9 inches tall, and let's give it 4 3/8. I'll show you the cover if I can find the center. So there's the cover. I used papers by Bo Bunny. I cannot remember the name. Wait a second, I think I got it here. Country Garden. Called Country Garden. So I did do a theme here. It's music. And largely golds and yellows. So I have done a collage on the front here with some lace from an old christening gown. This picture is cut from a book and has these two pretty ladies with a violin. They're looking at some music maybe. And then some other papers. This is a button, and I just scrunched up some thread under there. The front page. This is a vintage envelope. I chose it because it was a little unusual. It's from the Lebanon Boys School in Syria. I have no idea what date that is, but it was at a time when France was involved, I guess. This is cardstock. Made a little tag here from a tiny little book I have. The Observer's Book of Music. It had lots of little illustrations in it. This is some music paper. I decoupaged on a little bit of napkin, did some gold paint splatters. This is some antique lace there. On this side, I just did a little bit of watercolor. Fussy cut this little rose tree. This is an antique envelope from 1909, and it opens up, and inside I have made this pretty little card. In there, you. But it's also a tuck spot. Big tag. A little bit of fabric at the top there. Another book page. Did we do this one yesterday? This little man and his bunny. This is dandelion dyed paper, and I collaged this little flap there, and there's a whole bunch of stuff. That's a cigarette card. That is something from the Southern Railway Company. Hat check. This is a visiting card. This is a little diary from 1916. And this is a piano advertisement from an 1880s magazine. So lots of goodies in there. This is an envelope that I've cut open. And just collaged on this bit of, also from an 1880s magazine. Woo! What have I got here? Oh, this is an old picture of France. I found it in amongst some stuff and it was yellow and I thought, oh, this has to go in. Some manuscript paper, music manuscript, a little pretty little tab of fabric. There's another collage pocket, and I added this cigarette card. There's a big long tag. So this page is an invoice from 1926. This is some lace, a little bit of old seam binding, and this is tea-dyed manuscript paper, and the fabric and the lace wraps around. Here's the other side of that invoice, and I just grabbed this picture of European musicians from the 16th to the 20th century. That's from an old encyclopedia, one of the illustrative plates. I've just attached a little piece of fabric here. It has these tiny little mirrors, and there's a name for those, but I don't know what they are. This came from a pillow that was like a patchwork of like sari fabrics. This little handwritten part came from an autograph book. This is tea-dyed paper. You can see the watermark there. Another pocket. I'm way up too high. Sorry. Let's bring her down, Nancy. Getting too excited. Another pocket with some collage paper and a little bit of lace there. This is an envelope, and I just did this old advertisement on it in a fussy cut little rose there, and I stitched around it. So this is music paper, as you see. I've wrapped some lace around. Little tuck spot. Again, this came from that pillow with the fabrics. Another little journal card that I made. This is scrapbook paper, although it looks like music paper. This, I don't know if I've shown this to you before. So this is a letter from Gardner Pianos, Berlin, Ontario, 1910. So prior to the First World War, Kitchener was known as Berlin, but as you know, Canada joined the war effort, Kitchener elected to change, Berlin elected to change their name to something a little more English, a little less German. Yeah, so I mean, I could go to 24 Queen Street South and see what's there now. A little bit of upholstery fabric there. This is an older window envelope, and I made this tag using an illustration by Muhach, and just a little bit of collage there. I'll get it in later. This little picture flips up, and I've just put some gold patterned tissue paper over it to cover up the other side of that book page. Here I have a little postcard. There's no date on it, unfortunately. There we are at center. And I added this little pouch that I made myself. This is a cigarette card with a goldfinch in it. This is just some paper that I had in my box there. And here is a little trade card from the A.B. Chase Company, manufacturers of pianos and organs, Norwalk, Ohio. This illustration is Mozart. This is scrapbook paper from that same collection, the garden, country garden. Some upholstery fabric there. Little tuck spot. Little tag that I made. Here's a pocket that I made from an advertisement for mandolins and violins. And there's a little letter in here. Here's the other side of that letter from the piano company. We deal in Gerhard Heinzmann Dominion Bell Company. We had a Bell piano, I think, when we were at home. Scrapbook paper. Here's a little pocket that I made. This is from a player piano roll paper. I just collaged on there. Another little journal card. There's a little bit of lace hanging over here and some velvet ribbon, but on this side we have a lace flip. This is a letter. It looks upside down, but I wanted it so that the letterhead was showing. A little postcard. I'm not seeing a date. It's embossed, so the ink didn't really get a secure hold of things. Another pocket. This is a letter. I just opened it up so it could be used for journaling, and I put a little flower with a bee on it. Here's the other side of that invoice. Another tuck spot. This was actually the part that you would pull, like the window shade part of the player piano. And that's the label from the player piano. Little calling card. There's the other side of that France map. And I just added this image to give this some additional length. This is an envelope from an insurance company, and I've gone flying upwards again. Some fabrics to make a pocket. That's that dandelion stained paper. This is a calling card. In New York. This is just a little tip out. little card I made yesterday, I think. Goes in this pocket. And on this side, there's this little golden ticket of some kind. And then there's just a pocket to hold your ephemera. So I really enjoyed making this journal. Again, I was making it to sort of create a recipe to make junk journals. I'm gonna keep working on that, and I'll share that with you once I've got it all figured out. If this is a journal you're interested in adding to your collection, please go over to my Etsy shop and take a look. There's 3 other journals there that remain unpurchased. I can just quickly grab those. So there's this one that I finished last week. It was mostly blues and greens and bling and grungy goodness, and it's packed full of vintage and antique ephemera. This one is my strawberry themed, and I've got additional papers, ephemera, fabrics, lace to go with it. Again, tons of antique and vintage ephemera, genuine stuff, not digitals, photos, postcards, it's in there. And it's a really bright sort of vintage feel. Some hand stitches. I love this one. I'm a little shocked that it didn't go. And then the last one I have is my sewing journal. Oh, I found this and I thought that belongs in there. Colors are perfect. Stick it back here. There. So it's fabric covered and it's got lots of goodies in here. Again, lots of authentic stuff. So the strawberry and the sewing theme, I'm going to reduce the price on these. So when you go take a look, you'll see that I've adjusted the price. I believe this one is in somebody's basket. So maybe they'll get a notice of the price being adjusted and then they'll snap it up. But I'm going to include all of these extras with the strawberry one. And this one is so lovely. All right, I'm going to pause the video right now, clear the decks, and show you what else is going to be in my Etsy shop today. Okay, first up is paper. I got a ledger yesterday. Yesterday, Doug and I went on a motorcycle ride, and we ended up sort of in the London area. I had a mission. Mission was accomplished, but of course there was other things to be had. Like this ledger, it dates from 1891 to 1895. I haven't got the pages bagged up yet, but they will be shortly. And I believe this was a general store, And so this would be like the day book where people, they would put in their purchases and such, and then if there was a credit, yeah. So like this man purchased an overcoat, you know, flour, sugar, butter, and I believe this is probably local. I did a little bit of looking on the internet, and I think this would be sort of like in the Woodstock area, I think. Tobacco. And there's several different handwriting here on the pages. So that was fun. That was a good one. I have this very, very old book. So this is a French book of plays, and the date on that is 1767, and it's rag paper. And the fun thing about this was it was French, and there's lots of different fonts on it. There's some italics. There's 5 different plays in here, so there's like title pages for each of the plays. Little images. You know, here's some of that italics kind of thing. So these are the pages that, in my humble opinion, were not sellable. I mean, I will certainly use them, but I wasn't able to pull them out as folios. So each package has 10 folios in it. And you can see all of the different fonts. This is just washi tape. That's not the book. So I've got some of that. Then there was another little ledger I got. Let me show you the cover of it. So this cover says it came from the Central Bookstore in Galt, Ontario, which is Cambridge. And it belonged to Jackson Clark. I don't know if he charged me $20 or $25. I think he charged me $20. There wasn't a lot in there, but it was interesting. So he drew his own ledger. And then kept his records. I think the lines are pencil. A lot of the writing is pencil, but a good deal of it is also in ink. Where it's turned brown, that's ink. So each package has 10 folios. Okay. Now, let me tell you the next thing that I want to share. I haven't got this bagged up yet either. I have wallpaper. And the wallpaper came from 1955. It came from looking for the title pages, 1944. It came from 1945. Is that it? 1, 2, 3. No, there's one more. 1941. So all of the papers date between 1941 and 1940 or 1955. One fun thing I found in here, where is it, was this. So this came from one of the books during the war years, and it says, because of the shortage of paper during the war years, they were making fewer sample books, so they asked that when you're done with it, return it to us. I thought that was quite interesting. Feels like it's glued together though. I don't know. Maybe it is. So I haven't got this bagged up yet either. I feel like I'm going to do some smaller packages or smaller pieces because I mean, there might be papers in there that would be, you know, disappointing. This is so heavily embossed, but there's lots of interesting florals. There's lots of metallics used too. Like this has got bronze and silver and gold. Really heavily embossed. Again, here's lots of gold and green metallic. These two I don't think I will put in. They're kind of like plasticized. I think they're kind of icky. So this would have been for kitchen. Varnished marble pattern, it says. Varnished wallpaper in 2 colors. Okay, paper on the walls of a kitchen or bathroom. A damp cloth wiped over the surface keeps it crisp and fresh. So like this one is marble, so I think that might have been bathroom. And this one has like little dishes and tulips, so that probably would have been kitchen. I don't think I'll keep those in there because they're kind of icky. But there's some really pretty little botanical florals. This one's nice. I love this one. And if I said, okay, I'm going to put 10 sheets in a bag. Well, what if you get, you know, this page and you don't like it? So there's a whole page that you can't use. But if I do smaller bits, it can be, you know, used in collage or making tags or something. So I think that's what I'm going to do is maybe cut them in half. Look at that, the gorgeous orchids there. So that will also be in my shop today. And the 50s, there's some especially nice florals in the 1950s one. Look at that. Gorgeous. So you can be rest assured that all of the pages are genuinely vintage. Look at this one, has silver on it. I love these. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So there should be no question as to whether these are actually authentic or not. Paper, paper, paper. Now, oh, checks. I have some checks. I haven't got them bagged up yet. I'm waiting for Jug to wake up and help me. So some of them are Canadian, some of them are colored, some are green, some are brown. A lot of them have the tacks on it. So this would have been during World War I. Yeah, 1915. So I'm going to have some checks. I've had them before. And there's also some from this Farmer's Mechanic Bank, shoe store, different things. So I will also have some US ones. They'll be mixed up. Little show and tell. Let's do a little show and tell. So on our little trip yesterday, we slipped by Doug's aunt's house. And she gave me this book. And she said, I got this a couple years ago and I've been holding it for you because it's an older book. It says it's called Founded on Paper. There was a year in here. I'm sure there was. Maybe not. Oh, she gave me a couple of these envelopes as well. And it's beautiful. Really thick paper, but I bet you it's kind of crumbly. Oh, what's that? Oh, this recipe she gave me. How to make yeast out of hops. So instead of buying yeast cake at the store, you could make yeast from hops. Put an outstretched handful of hops and 2 cups of boiling water and 1 rounded dessert spoon of salt on to boil for 20 minutes. Have ready 4 tablespoons of flour, all you can lift on a spoon. That was fun. She also gave me some Christmas seals. They're in a little Denison star box, but they were all Christmas. So this one looks like a little, like a horn. There's some little Christmas balls, some little socks, some people, some snowmen, and there's poinsettia on some music. So those were super fun. She gave me some lace. I've never seen anything like this before. Now these are super heavily starched. They look like stitches that have been knit. But I don't know. And she said there is a name for it, but she couldn't remember. So this is super fine. Extra fine, I should say, instead of super. I don't know why I say super all the time. So that was much appreciated. Okay. I'm also going to have photos. And quite possibly some vintage greeting cards. I'm going to make smaller packs of those than I have in the past because I don't have a ton and I want it to kind of spread. And I believe this bundle of cards I have, none of them have been used. So that's great. I mean, I don't mind using used cards. I think that's fun to read the messages and see the handwriting, that sort of thing. I think I'm missing something. Photos. Photos, greeting cards, postcards. And I think I have done this a couple of times in the past where I've done a bag, I call it a bag of tags, where I've put pieces of junk journal elements. Usually I would do 13 pieces, you know, a baker's dozen. And sell them by a group of baker's dozen. I think I'm going to do that as well. I gotta wake up Doug. He's got a lot of work to do helping me organize things. All right, I'm going to get to work now, and please take a look. If you're seeing this video, the work is done. So please go over and have a look at my Etsy shop. We will talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.